All right. Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer, and my phone is shaking. Let's put it right here. That's better. All right. Start over. Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your #1 source for real estate advice online. And in today's video, we're going to talk about land banks. And before I get to the topic of this video, I want to make sure that you notice that there is a website right here at the bottom of this video. This website is my personal website. You're welcome to go there and subscribe to my newsletter. I do need to warn you though, I haven't updated the email list in a little while. I need to do that soon. But you can always go to my website as well and check out my audiobooks there. And feel free to subscribe to the channel right here at YouTube and send me questions, leave me comments, suggestions. I look forward to them. I do this kind of like a public service to you all because as I'm learning this, I'm trying to disseminate the information to as many people as possible, because I realized that when I started with real estate investing many years ago, this is why it's taken me so long to get to where I am right now, is because nobody was helping me and there wasn't even anybody to ask questions. In fact, we didn't even have YouTube back then. That's a whole nother story. So anyway, so here I am. I'm trying to educate you. And I actually wasn't going to make this video today, so I apologize for the way I look. Just kind of like goofing off today. I wanted to go to the secondhand store here. That's what I'm doing right now. But I just got a call from a government official from the city of Savannah. And I wanted to share this information before it goes outside my head, because my stuff sometimes gets lost too. And this topic of this video is land banks. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you've heard me talk about the forfeited land commissions in South Carolina. A lot of you guys had questions about this. Now, as you know, South Carolina has these over-the-counter lists. I do need to make another video about this because there's more information that I want to share there. There's the lists of properties on the forfeited land commission that are available without any redemption periods, because the redemption period has already passed. And then there's a forfeited land commission lists with properties on there that are still within the redemption period that you can purchase as well over the counter. So that's a whole nother story, South Carolina. But I wanted to tell you that I just got the email too from the government official as I'm making this video. But anyways, I called this number, and this is how this all came about. So I'm going to give you the whole long story here. So anyway, I went to the tax sale today. We had a Chatham County tax sale today. We also had a City of Savannah tax sale today. And of course, as you know, if you watch my videos, I'm kind of like the thrift shopper for real estate. I don't show up with $50,000 or $100,000. I try to buy properties for $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. And there wasn't a whole lot available, although my student, she did buy a property. We actually didn't prepare for the city sale because we had one last month. So we didn't think that there was going to be another one this month, but there was one. So when I looked, we had a little bit of time between the two auctions. So when I looked online for the tax sale list for the city, I came across a new website that the city had put up right here in Savannah. And it was the delinquent tax abatement site. And I'm not even sure if that's exactly the word, but I'm just going to add the link of this sub-site to the City of Savannah website right here at the bottom of this video, so you can just go there yourself and check out the real name. But I wanted to know what this is all about, because all it said is the name, and then it had a little link, and it said properties for sale. And I'm like, huh? The city's selling properties now over the counter? First off, I didn't think that we can do that here in Georgia. And second off, I've been asking the city this for many, many years, and they've always kind of just brushed me off, stating that they can't sell properties without due process, i.e. a foreclosure of some sort or a sheriff's sale. And I was always asking them what happens to the properties that go unsold at an auction, like no bids, or people just don't pay for them. Do you just keep auctioning them off over and over again? What if nobody wants them, you know? What if the tax that's owed on these properties is more than what actually the tax that value is of the property. It wouldn't be worth for an investor to buy a property such as that. So what do you do with them? You should be able to collect funds and taxes on these properties for the better good of the community, but they're just sitting on your fund, on your in your records as city-owned or county-owned properties, and nobody gets to use them. Wouldn't it be better to sell those to some small-scale investors like myself or other people like me that maybe don't have a lot of money, but we want to do something with it? So I've been pushing the city and the county for this for a long time, and they've never done anything about it. So all of a sudden I see this new website and I'm like, hey, I'm excited. They're actually going to sell all these properties that have gone unsold for all these years. So, and I'm looking for a very specific one actually that's really close to one of mine. So it said, that's all it said on there. It said properties for sale, pictures and addresses, and then call this number. So I called the number and I left a message, and the lady just called me back. So what it is, I know, long story, we're 6 minutes into it now, but I have to tell you this backstory. So what it is that every city and county in Georgia apparently has the right to set up a land fund. I didn't know this, but this is a thing from the laws. This is what this lady just told me. It's a quasi-government organization that manages this land fund. And this lady that I was just talking to, she's actually from Macon, Georgia, and I guess just transferred here to manage that same thing right here in Savannah. And so what it is that the city and the county have to agree to create this land fund organization, and then they will transfer properties that are in their possession to this land fund, for this land fund then to sell to the general public. And there's no prices on there. So I was asking her, I was like, so how much do they cost? And she's like, well, you have to go through an application process. And then we're going to determine to see what the actual value of it is. And, it's a negotiation process. So you're basically purchasing these properties, these, not in such great shape properties from this quasi-government organization, without having to go through a foreclosure process. You have to fill in the application. So she was telling me more about this application, and in this application, she just sent it to me. Actually, I haven't looked at it yet, but just paraphrasing her words here is you basically have to tell them what you're planning to do with this property if you're purchasing it. You have to give them a timeline. You don't have to give them blueprints or anything, but kind of like an idea. Do you want to add a piece of land to your property? Maybe this is adjacent to where you already have a home, or are you planning to do a community garden, or are you trying to develop it and build a house on it? What are you trying to do with it? Then you also have to show that you have the funds available to actually go through with this project and give them a timeline. So I think the application process is relatively easy and straightforward, and it makes very much sense. And it also helps, I guess, the communities to revitalize in these instances, because otherwise the properties just be sitting there unused and collecting garbage and attracting squatters, or, in case of a property, the property might be, falling down and causing damage to whoever walks by accident, and the roof might fall on their head or something like that. So it's a very good idea. I like the idea of a land fund. I think we should have these land funds everywhere. But that's just kind of like a continuation of these videos that I made regarding the Forfeited Land Commission, which has been around in South Carolina, I guess, for a long time. But we're having this right here in Savannah, right here in Chatham County in Georgia now, which is really cool. So if you're in the state of Georgia, if you're right here in Savannah and Chatham County, check out the link below. If you're in a different place, check with your county, check with your city to see if they have something like a Forfeited Land Commission or a land fund. If there's maybe there's another word for the same thing. But what it is, it's a quasi-government organization. That's what the lady told me. That is created with the corporation of a city and a county, and maybe it's just sometimes just the county or just the city, where they get together and put the properties in there that need development and they're trying to revitalize maybe a community or a neighborhood. And you might be able to get properties for a very big discount without having to go through the auction process, where properties might be bid up to an amount that you may not want to pay or can pay. So yet another way for you guys to get properties on the cheap. You know, I'm the eternal thrift shopper. I'm actually sitting outside the Goodwill right here. No affiliation at all. I don't get any kickbacks from them, except for I shop there all the time. So, you know, I'm basically a real estate Goodwill shopper. So make sure that you check out my website, subscribe, leave me comments, suggestions, whatever, and do your research in your area. If you're right here in Savannah, Georgia, check out it's the Delinquent Tax Abatement Fund website on the City of Savannah website. Check that out. It's at the bottom of this video too. And yeah, I look forward to see you investing very successfully very soon. Have a great day.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.